as the lab, I cannot get, I cannot reach the lab, so I cannot take care of my animals in the lab or other reaction we have started. Suppose after 24 hours I have to monitor, 42 hours I have to monitor, the bioreactor is running, that I cannot monitor from home. So there is limited access of research infrastructures and tools during this lockdown. And uncertainties remain that will shape research and innovation in systems. So this is the main things. And as an impact of this COVID-19 crisis, I have taken this from the other articles. So you can see that how the research grant and facility have been affected in this pandemic era. You can see the decrease in orange color, use of research material and facility. The decrease of orange means decrease showing where the orange color is more, increase is very less. Then funding for research also increased, means decrease, you can say, the orange color here in the B font. Then time available for research also decrease, because we have to develop the vaccine immediately. We cannot wait. People is dying. Then access of scientific information also is more, because we are going to be online and etc. So information coming up immediately. One country tell hydroxychloroquine, another country telling no, hydroxychloroquine have this effect. So immediately we get the information within one day, even in a quick shoot of internet. So this is the information and data is going quickly, but the decrease of facility is there. So these are the main criteria which is affecting these science and technology innovations in this time. And of course, there is a decrease in the income from the students, because they don't have the money and they cannot come to university, how they will pay the fees, etc. So the university don't have fund to give the research. So the research university face a short-term financial challenges, and this is resulting from the pandemic. This cartoon is very funny, and it is not that only this research always have been focused in all universities for research, but there is some financial crisis is arise due to this pandemic time. Many persons have got reduced salary, many persons have jobless. So research is not main factor come up for in sake of the survival of the people. So there is a research and development expenses revenue, growth and selected R&D intensive companies. You can see there is software company have increased their research and development sector, like this Zoom platform. Before 2 years, we are not aware, and there is many other online platforms coming up and comes and then everybody using this Google Meet and etc. etc. These are the invention, and many apps come up of this sector. So these are the, you can see the Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, there are different types. They are raised their research and development grant and the inventions. But the less in the automotive, aerospace, and defense, because that sector is not moving. So there is a decrease in the research in that area. So no new flight is designed. You can think about that. That flight is not moving, so no need of flight. Flight remain as it is. But we need IT for moving up. We need vaccine and pharmacy support, so that also grows up the research, that how we can get new types of medicine, new vaccine, etc. Like I think yesterday or something, who approved another vaccine from India is recognized like that. So these are the new inventions always coming up. And yes, the laboratory we are working, the scientists want to work. There is different types of development. You can see that we are using the face shield and etc. previously also, but during this COVID, we are everybody forced to use the different types of things like gloves, mask, face shield, and the PPE. These are the new things we have to adapt in the laboratory during the research time. And of course, there are different types of equipments already there. As I told, now labs are open for the one is the study and PCR. John Kerry Mullis discovered 1984, and this 1984 and now it is 2020. After within 40 before 40 years, the PCR is must in every corner of the whole globally, and that PCR is helping us to support the diagnose the COVID. So we develop, the scientists develop, the invention come up that how the PCR technique, he developed the PCR technique in 84, but that it is not that current PCR machine. So the development of the PCR machine, like I have used in my research time, I have used the hot lead oil PCR. Then it come the real-time PCR. I have used the real-time PCR with rotorgen, etc. So now again it is changed. Now that time it was gel-based PCR. Now it is non-gel based. We can see in the monitor. So these are the new development come up during this PCR, and we can do immediately. We go to lab and everybody giving testing for RT-PCR. They don't know how it is going on. And the person who is working with the PCR, they also not aware how the PCR machine is developed. And how the chemicals, means the reagent, the primers and base pair come up. This is the work behind the screen, the scientists working in pharmacy sectors are working. And that is the development, that new primers, new sequence we have studied, and that is we are affecting, means implementing in this time. So as an example, a vaccine development process from a company, a vaccine company, a development of vaccine company, it takes around, first is go to for preclinical trial, 1 year, then it go to phase 2, second year, third year it goes to phase 3, means phase 2, phase 3 it is 3 to 4 years, then it comes to regulatory approval, then it go for public manufacturing, then it go for packaging. So it is a long process of vaccine development of years. But in COVID, you can see within 1 year we are starting. How? Because we use some common known vaccine and we modify that, and we try to develop a vaccine which can prevent this COVID-19. And so, and also we skip the phase trials very quickly, means short time. Because the people is dying, we directly starting the vaccination sometimes, maybe. So there are different types of rule, means stages we skip. Like now, we are going to start, in Malaysia, we are going to start below 12 vaccination. So now some trial cases has been conducting, and the kids are giving vaccination in phase group by group to see the effect, if any. Then they will give for the other kids. So some groups only giving and then go to other groups. Same thing happened to this all country. WHO gives some phase trial of that vaccine like Sinovac, Pfizer, Covaxin, or AstraZeneca, anything. They have trial, then only they accept. Like Indonesia, they give Sinovac, Malaysia also Sinovac, Pfizer, everyone. What the vaccine have any effect here in this country or not? It may be affected, means good in other country. The person's genetic criteria is different. Here, as a precision medicine, we can tell that this population is different. So accordingly, the research going on and clinical trial going on, phase 2, phase 1, then it comes to the population giving the vaccination. So these are the development of vaccine cycle. And of course, all drugs, medicine also follow the same type of system. And not only the development. After development of vaccine, it has to be transported. And how it is transported? The vaccine have to be packed in dry ice. Then it -70 to be transported from factory to the transport hub to air flight, cargo, then cargo to the again transport hub, and then to the laboratory. So there are different types of flow chart. And these are all comes research. -70, how we can transport. The refrigerator should be like that. That are the research and innovation going on, and that refrigerator should be transported in cargo, and how many refrigerator is needed and how much it is produced. And you can see in this lockdown period, it is manufactured. So how the industry work and how hard to work for the people in this time, we can imagine. We don't think about these things. So we getting the vaccine without thinking that how the transport thing is happening. And before this transport, how much research has been conducted to transport the vaccine in normal temperature to our doorstep. So this precision medicine, as I told, that long-standing, it is previously also there. We are now doing the big data analysis of crowd sources, tracking, etc. by the precision medicine. That yes, this is the what you call that COVID is there. For example, that severe COVID infection are associated with the gene variant chromosome 3 and chromosome 9. So we can think that okay, this chromosome is affected. So how the chromosome means, what is the implication of that chromosome, etc. Then the precision medicine approach the scientist is going research in this time. So and that thing is precision public health. So how the behavior, we are tracking the patients with the GIS technology. Yes, this source, this is the country have more COVID patient. This is the country have less. This area have been more. This state is more affected. This crowd being the what you call source of the COVID. So this is the precision public health tracking. And with this, we have in Malaysia that My Sejahtera application. They are tracking everywhere, like university, we go in, the shopping mall we go in, we have to track ourselves by this My Sejahtera app. And that app can tell that yes, your profile, they will show you are vaccinated or not. I am getting vaccinated, fully vaccinated, then I have attended any place with COVID vaccine, I mean it's COVID infected area or not, all is recorded in My Sejahtera application. So this is an IT research tool. Before 2 years, it is not there. It is a new development, and every day these applications are improving. Because there are many feedback, there are need of this application. Like this vaccination, when they're showing which vaccine, which batch number of your Sinovac or Pfizer have been taken, that batch number, how much amount, which date, everything is shown in this app. So this is the new changes, new invention the IT people have to work on. And any mistake will massacre the data. I think I have more 5 minutes. So I am continuing still. So there is research and innovation, that research for innovation, another is research for public health. So when we do in research in the laboratory, we don't think that this research is affected the public or not. Whatever the grant, whatever the institute, whatever we think we do the research and innovation. But as the research we are doing, it is for the public. For us, how we can live better. So research for public health. We have to focus on research on public health by research for innovation. So innovation and public health is interrelated with each other. I cannot do anything without relating to human health or something, development. So a combined effort of molecular biology, bioinformatics, genomics, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence based tools, producing diagnostics, inputs, drugs, and management systems to prevent, monitor, test, treat the users and clients and patients is most important thing. And new professional of human experience gained through this global COVID-19 pandemic will serve without a doubt as an exceptional precedent of agility, innovation, and determination. So besides this technical aspect, conducting biotechnology research, improvisation, intelligence, and goodwill and generosity are the key ingredients to fuel the research engine. So what we do in 2020, we have developed different types of tools, but we used in maybe other sectors, not in hospitals always, that wear a full PPE, wearing masks, wearing gloves. And then we are tracking, checking in the how to get sample during the drive-through, how we can make distance, what is the distance we should maintain during the social gathering or social anywhere we queue up. So these are all the techniques. Then temperature of a person. We go to shopping mall, we just go in, but the temperature is monitored. In some airports already previously have the scanners, but not temperature scanning. Now it is included the temperature scanning. So whenever we go in, the temperature is scanned automatically. These are the development of research. And previously, the thermometer is like the mercury thermometer. You can see the picture. Then it comes like this. Now the thermometer is like this from distance, like a what you call, like a revolver. They are taking the temperature. So this is a new discovery and invention we are taking in this time. And of course, suppose this is the picture from Indonesia, they have developed and invented, patented the room where they will take the outsider or patient come, the person will be in other chamber, they have the gloves outside, they put the hand, they don't come in contact with the patient anyway. So this is the room chamber they have developed in Indonesia, and it is patented. And this is the new invention, how to cope up with this COVID. Then this is the BiPAP. We can tell that supporting the ventilator system outside the ICU and inside ICU also. This is not previously, we don't know about this BiPAP and etc. So much now used. So many types of BiPAP come up. ECMO have come up in hospitals. This is not used previously so much, but many hospitals have these supports and systems, because this is the new innovations come up every time. And you can see the Lancet, this article have been published in Lancet in October 2021, that how ECMO support is coming up. Then there is automated robotic system for the COVID treatment. This picture is from other country, and every country have now developed their own robotic system. In India, in different states, they have developed. In Malaysia, they have developed. In Italy, they have developed. So they are developing, different scientists develop different types of robotic system as per their country availability of the resources and need. Then robot taking the sample of the COVID patient, robot taking the sanitizing the whole area, robotic sanitizer, robotic temperature checking in airports, Singapore, etc., and robot with the what you call throwing things they have made in Indonesia, your country, that they have TV screen and sanitizer handle with the food delivery system. It is published it is the news come up in Reuters in 2021 itself. So these are the new techniques, innovations. It is used in villages of Indonesia, and these very interesting things. These are very interesting developments in the science and technology for the humankind. And of course, there are Grab service. It is before 2020 lockdown in Vietnam. I have taken this picture, but now you can see the Grab, how it is important to deliver the food and etc. to our doorstep during this lockdown time. All online. We order any book, any stationery, all shop is closed. We have to order online, and that person have to come and deliver it. So, and of course, there are new techniques of sanitization. New chemicals come up for sanitization. It is not that only alcohol. The different types of chemical, herbal extract coming up by through research and used rapidly and vividly in whole the society to sanitize everywhere. Then the robotic delivery of the food. In Malaysia restaurant, now they are using the robotic food delivery system. The table itself come with a coffee and also nasi lemak like that. That you take the food from the robot and give. No human touch is there. Then there is a queuing software come up for the bank. You don't have to go and queue in bank. You have to do booking through the queuing software. For what purpose? Deposit, open account, close account. This is the queuing system. This is the development in science and technology. It come up before 2 years, nothing QMS software. This software also come up. So this different types of gadgets, my application, then application of the robotic development, or robots in temperature checking, robots in sample collection, robots in testing itself, PCR testing by robot, sanitizing by robot, then helping the patients in the hospital and ICU, then ECMO support, all these with the vaccine and medicine is, everybody know, vaccine medicine is always there. But these are the other things also developed. And of course, there is AI technology, big data analysis, also very much work pressure on big data analysis and AI technology in this time of lockdown have been developed. And with this, I think I have given a brief idea about the science and technology innovation. Not only that medicine we develop, vaccine we develop, we are developing everywhere. And it should be done for the humankind to survive ourselves. With this, I thank again to Universitas Baituromaya and of course Steix Ushada, Steix Vidadharma Ushada for giving me this opportunity to be with you, to all the participants, more than 800 participants I can see. Any question, please feel free to contact with me. It is my pleasure to support your question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Sandep Podar. It's very interesting and insightful research presentation you have shared with us. And the My Sejahtera application is very interesting. I hope in Indonesia there will be same kind of application and another technology too here. And for some of the conclusion is technology play the main part on. This is the primary solution for this pandemic, right? Okay, maybe okay kita wait. Okay, it's time to taking question for the audience. Let's recheck. Okay, the question is coming from Intan Batura. This is direct to Dr. Valendani Ningrum. For Dr. Valendani Ningrum, the question is, how aware is our government about these amazing special needs children and how the support to this program? Is there any policy? That's the question. Could you please respond to the question, Dr. Valendani?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Merida. Hello, Dr. Intan. I appreciate your concern with special need individual. The grand design of oral health profession accompany the emergence of national policy on oral health laid out in the Ministry of Health Decree number 89/2015, which identified oral health as an integral part of general health. And dental care has been offered to school children via the National School-Based Dental Program. As part of the National School Health Strategy, the school-based dental program are organized by community health center located throughout Indonesia, and this aims to promote health by preventing oral disease and developing healthy behavior. As I know, there is no specific policy maker related oral health program for special need individuals. I think this condition must be alarm for our policy maker. The national roadmap should of the caries prevention strategy cannot only be targeted at school children, but also for individual with special needs.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the response, Dr. Valendani. And while our time is over now, and we come to the end of the session, thank you very much for the response and the presentation, for the sharing from Professor Sandip Podar and for Dr. Valendani Ningrum. And once again, I would like to thank you to Professor Sandi Podar and Dr. Valendra for sharing the research and the experts with us. And on behalf of the conference committee, for all the attention, I would like to say thank you so much for your time. And okay, I will take back to the Master of Ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Sadek.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, everybody, all participants.
Yeah, thank you all participants and committees.
Stay safe.
Yes.
Take care.
Professor.
Thank you very much for the speakers for the informative and insightful presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, now we come to our next keynote speaker today. This session will be handled by our moderator, Dr. Dian Ayu Hamama, neurologist and biomed. Before we coming to this session, let me introduce our moderator, Dr. Dian Ayu Hamama Pitra, neurologist and biomed, lecturer in Medical Faculty of Universitas Baitur Rahmah, neurologist of Siti Rahmah Hospital, educational programs of Neurologist Medical Faculty Andalas University, Master of Biomedical Science, graduate program Andalas University, publication, the correlation of preclinical GPA score in Faculty of Medicine of University Baitur Rahmah with National Board Examination Result, Classroom sebagai strategi pembelajaran pada era digital, gambaran pengalaman pembelajaran blended learning mahasiswa semester 1 menggunakan Google Classroom, dan hubungan tingkat kemandirian dan gangguan kognitif pada lansia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Dian Ayu Hamama Pitra, neurologist and biomed.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, for the nice introduction about me. Greetings, everyone. We are here today that we are able to participate in the first international conference of health science and biotechnology, which is organized by Universitas Baitur Rahmah and Stikes Widya Dharma Husada from Tangerang. Here today, already in the room, Professor Dr. Ali Gufron Mukti, Master of Science, PhD, our keynote speaker in the second day today. Before we come to the next session, first let me introduce our keynote speaker, Professor Ali Gufron Mukti. Professor Ali Gufron Mukti is currently the President Director of the Indonesian Social Security Administering Body for Health, or in Bahasa we familiar with BPJS Kesehatan. Professor Ali Gufron Mukti was inaugurated by the President of Republic Indonesia in February 2021. Formerly, he was a chairman of COVID-19 Research and Innovation Consortium and also acting expert staff of infrastructure in Ministry of Research and Technology or National Agency of Research and Innovation Republic of Indonesia, acting rector of University of Trisakti, and the commissioner of Mandiri in Health Insurance Company. He was also the director of General and Resources for Sciences, Technology, and Higher Education in Ministry of Research, Technology, and Higher Education. He is very committed to research in the area of epidemiology, health insurance, managed healthcare, and health financing, and as international expert with more than 40 journals published. So very amazing and excited. So he is also international organizational chairperson of the Technical Commission on Medical Care and Sickness Insurance of International Social Security Association, or ISSA, the Board of Directors of the Resolve for Development, headquarters in Washington, D.C., and one of the Joint Learning Network founders and head of JEL and Core Group of Indonesia. He is graduated from Universitas Gajah Mada. So let's give the floor to Professor Dr. Ali Gufran Mukti with the topic today, Service Improvement Innovation in the New Normal or Era. So Professor Ali Gufran Mukti, the floor is yours. We give for you until 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable President University or Rector of Baitur Rahmah University, Professor Dr. Insinyur Musliar Kasim, also my close friend, and of course the Director of Speakers, Widya Dharma Husada, Dr. Kiki Valendiani Negrum, and Prof. Sandep Poddar from Lincoln University, Malaysia. Also Professor Ancali Krisana Cinda, Sawadikap, Maca Chulalongkorn University, Kluntep, Thailand, and Professor Hidetaka Arimura from Kyushu University, Japan. Arigato gozaimashita. Dan of course, moderator, Dr. Dian Ayu, thank you for introducing myself. First of all, I would like to thank for this invitation and to give a keynote speech on service improvement innovation in the new normal era. As we know that Indonesia, like some other countries, now trying to improve and trying to extend the coverage of JKN or social health insurance. And therefore, now my today's agenda consists of overview of JKN and then the impact of COVID-19 pandemic to BPJS Kesehatan, our social security administrating body, and the role of BPJS Kesehatan during the COVID-19 pandemic, BPJS Kesehatan innovation, actually research and innovation to improve administrative and healthcare services. And conclusion. As we know that now the participants of BPJS Kesehatan already reached 226 million participants, or 83% of our population. It means maybe this number is around 5 times than the Malaysian population, approximately. And of course, 226 million is huge number, and we have to, take care of them. So of course, it is not easy job. So we are trying to make new innovations, how actually we provide services in terms of much better, much faster, much easier, and access of essential quality of health services without financial hardship. And more than 2,627 secondary healthcare or hospitals already working with BPJS Kesehatan, and 22,000, more than 22,000 primary healthcare, and we have around 1,263 staff. Actually, our staff is around 12,000, I think, and 1,400 of pharmacies. And we know that to achieve universal health coverage is not easy. It is our task and challenge. Although actually in our national planning board already stated that actually in the year 2024, we have to reach at least 98% of our population. It means that we have to achieve universal health coverage in the year 2024. And of course, it is not easy because many of Indonesians are still working in informal sector. So yeah, there are many challenges on this. And we see that utilization of services is increasing here after implementation of BPJS or JKN program, JKN KIS program. So the utilization is increasing. Both insert rich persons or uninsert rich person. So both, but insert rich, the green one, always increasing. Here we can see the OBD utilization also increasing. And customer satisfaction index, that is very important things because it is a measurement whether our customer is satisfied or not. So since 2016, 2020, always increasing from 78.6% of satisfaction index, then in the year 2020 to 81.5%. And of course, sometimes, especially in the point of view of healthcare facilities, whether they are satisfied or not, we are trying to measure, but it is not here. The satisfaction index from the point of view of healthcare facilities is increasing. Although, of course, that in the year 2019, actually, we were a deficit and many healthcare providers were complaining at that time. And therefore, some of my colleagues, they are singing a song entitled, unsatisfied BPJS, something like that. So in Java language, they call it BPJS gelo, rasa telo, BPJS rasa telo, BPJS gelo. It means a little bit dissatisfied. So now we change that type of song to be the BPJS rasa duren, BPJS keren, so to be able to increase the satisfaction. And that is the revenue and spending. Of course, that the spending always also increasing when we are trying to increase the revenue. That is again the utilization care used by our members. As we see here that in the beginning of pandemic era, especially in the March 2020, reducing in the utilization from 91% to 56%. But then now already we see the rebound phenomenon, meaning that the utilization is increasing back to normal before pandemic of 19. We see here, then we hope now the COVID-19 pandemic will be controlled, and then although now is, you say, the new normal era, but of course that because we cannot delete and eliminate the COVID-19, so therefore we have to enter the new normal era. But again, we see here the behavioral impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Every type of aspect of our life changed already. The way we, for example, communicate, and of course in the BPJS Kesehatan also we are also trying to have the new type of we call it new working environment. So not only trying to innovate some new technologies, for example, like face recognition and also artificial intelligence. And as you know that BPJS actually have a big data, and artificial intelligence is based on the big data. Every day, approximately more than 800,000 data transaction is occurred in BPJS Kesehatan. So now, you know, COVID-19 and what is the next step in the point of view of BPJS Kesehatan. As we are sure that once the government have officially declared that the COVID-19 pandemic has ended, of course that there is a possibility that COVID-19 financing will be shifted to JKN. And BPJS Kesehatan is currently conducting study to analyze the necessary preparation to anticipate this shifting of financing. Of course, it is not easy because, as you know, that every year, or at least every month or every year, can you see my slide is moving? I'm afraid if
Yes, yes,
yeah,
Professor.
okay, thank you. So we are now, for example, trying, you know, to have, of course, the role of BPJS during the COVID-19 pandemic. First, that we were assigned to, you know, process claim management. So the claim management of COVID-19 is under BPJS, especially in the verification process. And this type of process of verification is different with JKN in the normal situation. So therefore, we have to develop management information system software. We have to recruit new, you know, human resources in the specific claim management experts, and so on and so forth. And this, of course, we have to spend around 170 billion rupiah. And then we also develop a vaccination service provider registration system. So using the PCARE, we record, and you know, many people do not know that actually PCARE can act as the management information system to register if you would like to be vaccinated, for example, and where and how many people vaccinated a day, and so on and so forth. And actually, we also provide like you know, dashboard which can be read by local government. So if local government trying to know how many of their population are already vaccinated and how many of them are actually member of JKN, they can see it easily using a dashboard created by BPJS. And of course, we can ensure the incident of post-COVID-19 vaccination for JKN participants. So if there is, we call it in Indonesia, KIPI, kejadian ikutan pasca imunisasi, the incident related to post-COVID-19 vaccination, then if the problems, then BPJS will, of course, trying to manage this problem. And this is, as we mentioned about the claim management of COVID-19. So again, it is quite huge, you know, huge number of budget. So in the year 2020, for example, more than 50 trillion rupiah. So it is, again, in US, you can divide it by 14,000. So still billion. So it is huge number. And, you know, this is the statistic of the patient COVID. And mostly are still relatively young because below 65 up to 26. And, you know, female is a little bit more than male. And the comorbidity, yeah. So by using our program, we call it refer back services atau pelayanan rujuk balik, yeah. So we can identify who actually has comorbidity. And this person usually has more risk compared to those who are not having comorbidity. Therefore, there should be, for example, target of the vaccination. And again, the role of BPJS assistance and COVID vaccination, as we mentioned, this is the number of vaccination. So, for example, August, around more than 31 million people. And we know this number, as we mentioned, because we have a PCARE who can help the vaccination administration and working together with Ministry of Information, with Peduli Lindungi software program, and also with KPCPEN and Ministry of Health, of course. And ladies and gentlemen, about the innovation, it is very important in the era of Industrial Revolution 4.0. So therefore, in BPJS, we are trying to improve and build JKN digital ecosystem. So example from the banking system, we are trying to link. So now by using this link, we can have increasing the auto debit. So that revenue collection will be, the performance will be better. And payment, online banking, payment relaxation models, and many types of new services, for example, call center. Before, we used call center for 500, 400, 500, 400, but now we change to be only 3 digits number, 165. 165, and of course 165 is not relation with the for example Menara 165. So this is also not relation with the birth date of one of our director. And mobile JKN platform and many things like chat assistant Jika, chat services Pandawa using like WhatsApp, and we are also developing credentialing system, electronic claim system, fraud detection, and many things. The important thing here, with many stakeholders, we are developing a JKN digital technology ecosystem, and to make easier for the services. And here, some of the membership administration service improvement innovation. As I mentioned, that actually we also develop BPJS 1, or we call it BPJS Siap Membantu. So with our staff wearing a special custom like like this one, so easier to be recognized by patient. So if the patient has a problem, for example, they just meet and talk and with this guy. And of course, not every hospital has this, but we are trying to improve. And then the JKN mobile application online. So now, by developing innovation, research and innovation, what happened in JKN, if our members trying to change their providers, especially in primary healthcare centers, they can change easily without attending in our brain office. So from home, they can change. Even they can have consultation, and they can ask, and also, for example, the online consultation, if they're asking about whether they are actually risk as the COVID-19 patient or not, and so on and so forth. So here, we, as I mentioned, now we have care center only 3 digit, 165, and you can call it easily. And we have Jika and Pandawa, where you can ask or complain or any type of information you need. And again, the research and innovation for improving healthcare JKN program during COVID-19, as I mentioned, now by using digital-based health services through teleconsultation, you can ask teleconsultation, But for telemedicine, actually now we are piloting, but the problem is that KKI, Indonesian Medicine Council, still forbid that the telemedicine is limited only for pandemic patients. But above the pandemic patient, it is still not yet allowed. Anyhow, we are in BPJS piloting the telemedicine, but now when we calculated a teleconsultation, already more than 9.3 million consultation to primary healthcare who are working and collaborating with BPJS Kesehatan. And we have also drug iteration for chronic patient. So those who are already controlled, they can, go to the apotheke to get, or to the pharmacy to get medicine they need, or at least then we have, reducing a type of referral. And monitoring the health status of the chronic participant by FKTP to control comorbid, as I mentioned. Then discretion or permission for health services facilities during the COVID-19 pandemic. And ladies and gentlemen, this is another innovation, as I mentioned, actually. So we are trying to reduce the queuing. So therefore, we are developing online queuing system of primary healthcare services that our members will know actually when they are trying to get the services, they are queuing in which number and what time. So there now no need that they have to complain to BPJS, because before we are active in BPJS, some people mentioned and said that because of the status of member as BPJS, the services is very long time. They have to queue 5 to 6 hours. And now actually no more, because we already developed online queuing system. So this make the patient know when and which number they will be served. And as I mentioned, this consultation, 9.3 million services already occurred. And again, this is the quality referral health services. We have innovation that, by just enter the hospital, they touch the screen, they will know who and when they will be served. For example, which doctor will serve him or her here. And Ibu Dian, Dr. Dian Ayu Hamapitra, you know that usually in BPJS branch office, for example, like in Padang, in one room, maybe more than 100, can be 200. In East Java, maybe reach to 800. In the one room, they are queuing and they are trying to get the services, administrative services, for example, complaining and trying to, pay the administration costs and so on and so forth. But now, in the branch office, only around maximum 15 people or 15 members, or maybe less than 10 people. Why? Because we are developing some kind of innovation system, as I mentioned, like mobile JKN online, and in the hospital, so they can, know actually whether the bed occupancy rate can be 90% or 95% or whatever. And, this primary care hospital teleconsultation. And again, it is our conclusion. So I think because of the time, I will not conclude, because it is clear that now BPJS Kesehatan are trying to improve innovation and to improve services by developing many breakthrough on research and innovation. As I mentioned, in especially relation to the revolution, industrial revolution 4.0 products. And for example, like also we are still piloting the face recognition. So in order to increase the quality of care. So that is what I can, provide. And but Friska is here. Can you help me?
Okay, Pak.
Yeah. Okay. So I just would like to, share how actually we create a song where that who unsatisfied and singing BPJS Rasa Telo. Now we change to be BPJS Rasa Durian. Please.
BPJS tempat kita mengabdi untuk bangsa dan negara. BPJS dengan gotong royong semua menjadi tertolong. Namun ada yang bilang rasa telo. Mari kita rubah jadi rasa duren. Biar BPJS makin keren. BPJS kita syukuri saat ini, meski banyak PBI kita layani dengan hati. BPJS kita tingkatkan mutu layanan dengan keterlibatan untuk keberlanjutan. Oh, 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 oh. Rasa telo dadi rasa duren. Biar BPJS makin keren.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih, Dr. Dian. Ayo.
Okay, thank you, Professor Ali Gofar Mukti. Such a nice ending. So, our participant, it was a very interesting presentation. Perhaps I'll give a brief conclusion that BPJS Kesehatan is continuously improving service to promote innovation in the new normal era, such as the JKN digital ecosystem. Professor Ali mentioned so many apps that we can download from the Google Play Store or maybe from App Store. Furthermore, also help government during COVID-19 pandemic, such as the P-Care vaccination, and also some services such as BPJS 1, such as Pandawa, Cika. It is all to improve services in BPJS kan, so that all population in Indonesia has the access keren. Yeah. Prof. Ali Gofar Mufti has created song. So for any complaints directly to BPJS Kesehatan, also have the service number 165. Okay, Professor Ali, do you have time for one question?
Yeah. Okay.
There are one question from our participant.
Yeah.
Dr. Nita Amelia asked, in FKTP, in primary healthcare, is there the program of KBK, capitation based on competency? Is it
Yeah.
already applied for all FKTP in Indonesia, or is it only applied in Puskesmas?
No, I hope this is already applied, if not all, almost all primary healthcare in Indonesia. Of course, we are trying improving, but if it is not all the primary healthcare, there is many already implemented the we call it KPK, capitation based performance.
Okay, so BPJS Kesehatan will be continuously improving that all FKTP in Indonesia will apply the KBK programs.
Yeah.
Do you still have time, Prof. Ali? Because you said that you have others.
Actually, I'm accompanied by Pak Benjamin, so maybe Pak Benjamin can answer if there is a questions.
Oh, okay. So all participants, any question? Yes, we have one more question from Dr. Abu Bakar. Why teleconsultation and telemedicine still prohibited outside the pandemic era?
Please, Pak Benjamin, and I'm sorry I have to leave.
Okay, Prof. Ali Gufron,
Thank you very
Mukti,
much.
thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Dian Ayu.
See you in another occasion. Okay. So I'm sorry, to BBCS Kes Friska. Oh, I'm sorry, Benjamin. We have one question. Why teleconsultation and telemedicine still prohibited outside the pandemic era? Hello, do we still have Mr. Benjamin from BPJS Kesehatan here? I'm sorry, Mr. Benjamin. Well, I think Mr. Benjamin has left the Zoom meeting. Actually, we still have about 10 minutes for this keynote speaker session. Perhaps we just keep the question from the participant. If it's possible, we can deliver to the Professor Ali Gufron Mukti to answer the question. I don't know, perhaps by email. Perhaps this is the end of our keynote speaker session. Thank you for all your participation and attention. I'll give the session again to the Master of Ceremony. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pardon me, Master of Ceremony, Katrina. I'm sorry, all participants. Perhaps there are technical problems. Let's just wait until the Master of Ceremony join the Zoom. Thank you. Yes, Katrina, the session is over.
Because we have some technical problems, Dr. Diana, thank you so much for delivering us with Prof. Ali. Thank you so much for the nice presentation from Dr. Ali Gufron. I will handle the next session. Thank you so much, Dr. Diana. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are so sorry for some technical problems that happened this morning. Now we're going to have some to share happiness with four lucky participants who will get the door prize from the committee of ICHP. This door prize will be drawn by the lucky wheels. So, who's the winner of this lucky prize and this door prize? We can contact the committee of ICHP.
Oh, udah bisa.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the name of participant has been added in our lucky wheel. So we will announce 4 lucky participants who will get the door prize from the committee of ICHB 2021. Okay, there is the name of all participants in this lucky wheel. So who gonna be the first lucky person who got the prize from the committee of ICHB 2021? So stop. When I say stop, it will be stop, okay? Stop. What is that? Okay, Suci Pratama Putri. Yay, congratulations. For the second one, yeah, for the second participant who will get the door prize, stop. Kori Handayani, congratulations. So for the third lucky person who got the door prize from ICHB, who is that? Okay, Muhammad Afgan Abdillah. Oh, Afgan, the singer, Indonesian singer. So next, the last name to get the door prize from ICHB is okay, Sophia Ridah Aisi. The all participants who get the door prize can contact the committee of ICHB to take the prize. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, step on our next agenda. Let us watch the profile video and art performs from Widya Dharma Husada Tangerang. So ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy.
Oh, sini aja. Di video off.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we also sorry again for some technical problem that happened today. So we're coming to the next session. In this plenary session, will be moderated by Dr. Rernat Freddy Haryanto. Before we going to the next session, let me introduce our moderator, Dr. Rernat Freddy Haryanto, lecturer and researcher at Physics Department of Institute Teknologi Bandung, Education Department of Physics, Faculty of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, Institut Teknologi Bandung, Department of Physics, Faculty of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, Institut Teknologi Bandung. The professional career, lecturer and researcher, Department of Physics, Faculty of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, Institut Teknologi Bandung. Lecture Radiology Specialist Education Program, Faculty of Medicine, Pajajaran University, Bandung, Indonesia. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Rernat Freddy Haryanto.
Okay, thank you for your introduce me, Master of Ceremony. And this is actually my honor to be chairperson of this session on the first international conference on health science and biotechnology. Thanks to the University of Baitur Rahman to invite me for this session. Okay, actually this session consists of two invited speakers from Thailand and Japan. And due to the our session is late 10 minutes from the schedule, so I would like to introduce the Professor Anchali. First, let me to share our screen to see about the resume of the biography of the Professor Anchali. So this is the first speaker for this session. This is Professor Anchali Krishna Chinda. She graduated Bachelor of Science in Physics from Faculty of Science Chulalongkorn University, Bangkok, Thailand, in 1967. And then in 1971, he graduated from the Medical Hospital Medical School University of London, United Kingdom, to get the degree of Master Science. And then she finished his PhD from the Chicago Medical School, Finn's University of Health Science, Illinois, USA, in year 1997. Now she works as a government service and is also associate professor in the nuclear medicine of Chulalongkorn University. And her research interest is in radiodiagnostic and nuclear medicine. Today, she will talk about the role of the medical physics innovation in the new normal era. Now, I would like to invite Professor Anchali to give his presentation. Please. I'm sorry, can somebody help to start the video from the Professor Anchali? If I see from the participant list, Professor Anchali is already present in this Zoom meeting. Can somebody from the organizing committee that you already accept the PowerPoint or the video from the Professor Anchali? Okay, this is a PowerPoint from me. Is already I mentioned about her biography, short biography, but actually I would like the organizing committee to show the video from the Professor Anchali. Okay, thank you, Professor Anchali. Now you can present your talk about the role of medical physics innovation in the new normal era. Your time now.
Thank you very much, Professor Haryanto. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anjali Krishna Jinda. I'm from Chulalongkorn University, and I would like to give the presentation on the role of medical physics innovation in the new normal era. Thank you for the organizing committee to invite me to give this presentation. First of all, I would like to let you know that the situation of COVID-19 in Bangkok is very much improved. So we did not have much to do, just stay with distancing and wear the mask in order to protect ourselves from COVID-19. So this is my outline, which mostly is about medical physics in Thailand, the education, clinical training, the role of medical physics, advanced facilities, and at the end, it is a conclusion. So let me introduce Madame Marie Curie Skłodowska. She is born in November 7 in 1867 in Warsaw, Poland. And she said that nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. Marie Curie. So I introduced her because she's the one who discovered the pitchblende which come into radium and polonium. And she studied from France, and finally she received two Nobel Prize, the first one in physics and the second one in chemistry. And it's mostly about the radioactive materials that is used a lot in medical applications. So on November the 7th, every year we will celebrate International Day of Medical Physics, which will be on Sunday. So please celebrate in Indonesia and remind her about her discovery of radium and polonium. This is a Marie Curie Museum. It is in Poland, in Warsaw. And you can observe this is her birthplace. And it's changed into a museum. And you can see the term RA, it is a radium, which is from the pitch brain that she already discovered and analyzed into two, radium and polonium, for the memory of Madame Curie, for the radioactivity and radioactive substance she discovered. My introduction is about medical physics from the beginning. It started in the year 1928 of the first kilovoltage X-ray machine has been used in radiotherapy. And after that, in 1955, the radioisotope unit has been established to study the internal organ function and radioisotope investigation with the cancer treatment. We have a medical physicists who train from overseas, especially from England and from United States. And at that time, we have only the scintillation probe system, rectilinear scanner, gamma camera to make the radionuclide imaging. And it's everywhere in the radioisotope unit in Thailand. The first medical physicist was started in radiotherapy at Sililaj Hospital in 1957. And the establishment of medical physics unit has been assisted by International Atomic Energy Agency experts to set up medical physics in Thailand. The first cobalt-60 system has been donated by the Russian government to Thai Red Cross Society Hospital, which is a King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital. So we use cobalt-60 for the first treatment of the cancer patient. In 1968, there are more medical physicists work in radiotherapy and in nuclear medicine in Thailand. Luckily, our Office of Atom for Peace has established the cyclotron, which is the research reactor, which can produce iodide-131, phosphorus 32, chromium 51 for the application in medicine. And molybdenum technetium generator was commercial available, so we can get technetium 99M level with pharmaceutical to make a radionuclide imaging for investigation of the patient disease. What about radiotherapy in Thailand from early stage until present? So this is the first cobalt-60 used in King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital, which is a Thai Red Cross Society hospital. But it is unlucky because cobalt-60 is here for the treatment, and there is an X-ray tube in order to get the image of internal organ and make a treatment planning. So it's quite difficult for the medical physicists in earliest time to have a good planning for the cancer treatment. And also we use the contact X-ray machine. This is a X-ray tube, which is a contact to the patient for the skin cancer. So it was established in the year 1976. Until now, it is no more. So we did not use a contact X-ray machine anymore. And later in the around 2013 to 2014, quite a number of linear accelerator has been equipped at many university hospitals. And at King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital, where I work, we have started with a 3 linear accelerator. It is a variant true beam with stereotactic radiosurgery and SBRT, vision RT, and 1 true beam and 1 clinic of IX. And we changed from X-ray simulator into a CT simulator and also equipped with a 1 MRI simulator. This is a clinic IX, which is a pink color. It is pink because this one, the intention is to use for the treatment of a cancer of the breast. So it's the only woman that will be treated by this linear accelerator of a clinic IX. And finally, in the year 2020, the installation of a proton beam therapy is already completed. And medical physicists has been invited to train about acceptance tests and the commissioning of a proton beam therapy by linear accelerator expert from Variant, and also from IEA expert to train us on the proton beam therapy. So it is used in early of 2021 in this year to treat the small field cancer and also for the children. And the good thing is a proton beam will not damage the surrounding tissue around the tumor. It's only go straight to the tumor or to the cancer and kill the cancer without any damage of the surrounding tissue. So this is a good thing of a proton therapy. So we are in the edge of learning about how to use the proton therapy sufficiently to treat the cancer patient. And this one is the first proton beam therapy in Southeast Asia. What about radiology in Thailand? Radiology in Thailand started everywhere with the diagnostic X-ray and radiation therapy. The first X-ray machine is established and installed at Chulalongkorn Hospital in 1914, and later 1928 at Sirit Raj Hospital, Mahidol University, with a deep X-ray machine for radiotherapy. Radium come into use in 1938, and it has not been used anymore because it's a long life and high energy, so it is difficult to manage radium-226. So this is the father of radiology. His name is Luang Pinpak Pitayapet, who established the Department of Radiology. This is a building of radiology at Sirit Raj Hospital. And here at the bottom is Professor Romsai Suwannik, who is a father of nuclear medicine. After Luang Pinpak Pitayapet established radiology, Professor Romsai Suwannik established nuclear medicine in 1955. It is a new specialty in radiology, and it's under Department of Radiology with Professor Luang Pinpak Pitayapet supervisor. And Professor Romsai Suwannik, who is the father of nuclear medicine in Thailand, set up the radioisotope laboratory. This is the first name of nuclear medicine. And all of these persons are nuclear medicine clinicians who doing everything for nuclear medicine to learn about the patient disease by using in vitro laboratory labeling of blood sample with a radioactive substance and analyze data by the clinician. And this is the first gamma camera or scintillation camera to view the image of the internal organ, for example, thyroid imaging and bone imaging by using this camera. And you can see that this is a control console, which is equipped with a Polaroid camera. And also this is a place that we can see the image of the internal organ by the number of counts inside this dark room. So this is a first scintillation camera using for nuclear medicine imaging. At King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital, we also started nuclear medicine in the year 1959 by Professor Dr. Vichai and Professor Makumkrong Pochayachinda. He is the one who started the radioimmunoassay and helped the people everywhere in the country, especially the Hill tribes, to have a better health care using radiation. And Professor Makumkrong is the head of nuclear medicine and head of radiology for a while. Radionuclide has been used for treatment of the patient start from 1955. We used the colloidal gold for reduction of acidic fluid in the cancer of ovary patient. And phosphorus 32 has been used for the treatment of the polycythemia vera, which is a blood disease, and also pleural effusion. And strontium 90, which emits beta rays, has been used for eye application. At that time, it's only Geiger-Müller counter used for detection of area of radiation around the patient. This is radionuclide therapy long time ago. And in vivo non-imaging studies was started in the same period of 1955. We have a lot of thyroid disease. So iodine-131 has been used for thyroid uptake, and bromide 82 has been used for extracellular fluid studies. Sodium 24 and potassium 42 has been used for exchangeable in cholera patients. And the tritiated water has been used for whole body water study. Chromium 51 used for blood volume studies, and the red cell survival for hemorrhage, fever, and hemolytic anemia. So we have a lot of anemia patients, and radionuclide has been used to study, including the platelet survival. Iron 59 has been used for pharmacokinetic studies in IDA and also in the thalassemia patient. So this is environment of nuclear medicine using the rectilinear scanner. The name of the company is Picker and the trade name is a Magna scanner. There are two sizes of a detector. The small one is 3 inches for thyroid imaging, and the large one is a 5-inch imaging for large organ scanner. So this is equipment which is a mechanical of a detector moving in front of the patient. Patient lie down under the detector, and this is the display that make the dot. It's a dot like this and a dot like this. So this is a patient with a brain tumor that we can see the color of the tumor, which take up the radionuclide and get the red color. And this is a thyroid scan by this machine, rectilinear scanner, and you can see this is a hot nodule of a thyroid lobe, and this is a cold nodule of another lobe of the patient of a thyroid scan. And this, you can see the patient with a large brain tumor that after make the scan, you can see is a hot spot in here. So it means that the brain tumor take up radionuclide very well and get the red color here. And this is a study of a kidney image, kidney scan. So this is the right side, and this is the left side. This patient got a hyperplasia on the left side, and you can see this lineography of a time activity curve. So when the time passed, the activity does not clear from the kidney. So that you can see is the hyperplasia of the left kidney compared to the normal function of the right kidney. So radionuclide imaging and curve can give us the information on the functional as well as the anatomy at the same time. So this is the first scintillation camera at every university hospital for the imaging of brain imaging with a brain tumor. The equipment of a scintillation camera, it is from Nuclear Chicago in Illinois in the period of 1966 to 1981. It is a 4 gamma 1, 2, and 3. It's used everywhere in nuclear medicine in Thailand. And I would like to introduce to you first batch of a nuclear medicine medical physicist. She is the first lady in a nuclear medicine from Mahidol University, Sirilas Hospital. And this is a second nuclear medicine medical physicist. She trained from United Kingdom, from England. And then I'm at Chulalongkorn University. Probably I am between the first and the second generation because these two people are my teacher. And this is another generation of Mahidol University. And I also join with them because we always exchange activity in nuclear medicine in a meeting and at the society. So we support each other among different hospitals and different nuclear medicine. So currently in nuclear medicine, we have 30 nuclear medicine centers all over Thailand with the popular is a PET CT, about 16, close to 20. One PET MR, this is a PET MR. It is an innovation of nuclear medicine equipment. One PET mammogram and 6 cyclotrons around the country, about 20 SPECT CT and 30 SPECT. And a single probe is still using for functional study of thyroid, about 23. bone mineral density for the osteoporosis patient of the age patient already equipped in the nuclear medicine. So we study the bone mineral density for the HP patient and also for those who obtain the hormone at the age patient to see how is the bone density, whether the hormone will reduce the amount of the bone in the age patient or not. So this is a PET CT images. So it's quite different from the original image of the scanner. So the image is clear because it is a hybrid image of this is a PET on your left side is a PET images and on the right side it is a CT images. So it is a scan twice, start from CT and the PET, and then this is a fused image of a PET CT in order to give you not only anatomy but also functional of the internal organ. So it is a very rapid scan because the detector has been developed. So it's quite sensitive to the fluorodeoxyglucose inside the patient that we injected. And the scan will take only 10 minutes for the whole body. So if we come across any problem, so we can do the cross section of the image. So this is a CT and this is a PET CT fused together in order to see the pleural nodules after the whole body scan. Okay. So this is a patient with a lot of metastasis. So we do the whole body scan first and we see a lot of metastasis in the liver. And then we take the cross section, the transverse axial images and see a lot of liver abscess and liver tumor spreading in this patient. So it's easy to see the image and we can visualize the size of each nodules inside the lesion, inside the liver of the patient easily. So this is the benefit of a hybrid system of a PET and CT. And this is a PET CT of the patient with a carcinoma of a nasopharyngeal and metastasis to the liver. Okay, so this is a part of the liver that we can see the metastasis from nasopharyngeal cancer. And this is a normal PET CT. I also one time been volunteer to do the normal brain, okay, to get the database of a normal data of the patient. So this is a normal PET. This is a normal PET and this is a normal CT and this is a fuse of a PET CT to get the image of a normal database. So that is the history of nuclear medicine and radiology and radiotherapy. How can we get a medical physicist? We can obtain a medical physicist by create the education program. And this education program of medical physics has been started in the year 1972. And the first Master of Science Medical Physics education was under the support of the World Health Organization. And the curriculum used, we follow University of London, which I already graduated from University of London. And I used the curriculum for the first Master of Science Medical Physics at Ramathibodi Hospital, which I firstly worked there using this curriculum. And the curriculum consists of a coursework of several subjects: radiation physics, radiological physics, dosimetry, electronics, and we have a laboratory for the electronics lab. And we have student seminars to learn about the progress of student research. We have on-the-job training about 2 to 3 months in radiation therapy and 2 to 3 months in nuclear medicine. At that time, it's only radiotherapy and nuclear medicine training. And each student, master student, must perform research of about 1 year and give a presentation and oral examination on the research before the end of the studies. The second program in medical physics stressed on the use of radionuclides in medical application in 1991 at Sirit Raj Hospital, Mahidol University. The third one in Chiang Mai province, it is a Chiang Mai University Hospital in the north of Thailand. So those who graduate physics at the first degree can continue medical physics at the Chiang Mai University Hospital and become a medical physicist in the North region. That was in the year 2001. In the year 2003, I already moved to Chulalongkorn University and I start the medical imaging program. So we will have a diagnostic radiology medical physicist. Since 2005, we get the first batch of medical physics in diagnostic radiology. And this curriculum has been reviewed by the IEA expert to see whether the program should be modified or it is good enough to start. And the first expert come to our university is Professor Slavik Tabakov from London. So he come to visit our university and review medical imaging program and give the advice to modify in order to be a good curriculum for the first medical imaging and get along very well with IOMP. In 2015 and 2018, we have number 5 and number 6 medical physics program established at Julapon Hospital and at Naresuan University. In 2016, we start PhD program in medical physics at Chulalongkorn University. The reason is every university will have staff only the graduate PhD. So if you graduate only master degree, you cannot become a university lecturer, you cannot be university officer. So we have to start PhD program in medical physics in order to have enough PhD who graduate and become university staff. And after we graduate a master degree, we still have a problem about the graduate could not work in a department of radiology because they did not have enough skill to work without supervisor. So we discussed with IEA to start the structural clinical training of medical physics. It was in the year 2007 that Thailand pilot the document. The document is IEA training course series number 37 for radiation oncology medical physics to train for structure program to be skill competency in medical physics and be able to work by themselves without supervisor. And the second one is TCS 47 for diagnostic radiology. And the third one is number 50 for nuclear medicine, medical physics. So we start in 2007 for radiation oncology and 2010 for diagnostic radiology and 2011 for nuclear medicine, medical physics, clinical training. In the year 2016, the clinical training of ROM, DRIM, and NIM is under IEA online, which is AMPO. AMPO is Advanced Medical Physics Learning Environment. So the residents in this program and the supervisor communicate via AMPO, which is online. So you can have a resident in every island and the supervisor maybe sit in the university. So this is a good of AMPO to make clinical training become reality, even though the supervisor stay at one hospital and residents are at a different hospital. So this is a 2-year program of a structured clinical training of medical physics. At the end of the program, we inform IEA to support us for the final assessment, and they send external examiner to us. So we have our own examination on the written examination, but the oral and the practical are under external examiners by IEA support. So we finished 2 groups of clinical training until 2019, which COVID started from China to everywhere in the world. It is a COVID-19 pandemic. So COVID-19 stopped everything. So everything must be changed. We have to learn via online. The tutorial, the resident presentation were postponed because university not allowed to get together in the big group because of the spreading of COVID-19. So we also have a resident from Myanmar. Myanmar got a problem about political crisis. they could not continue the training program. And Lao PDR resident could not attend the final assessment in Thailand because the boundary closed because of COVID-19. So life changed, and every activities in the medical physics, clinical training, and education has been changed into mostly online and mostly postponed. So this is a problem that we come across for nearly 2 years. Until now, we are acquainted with the situation of COVID-19, and we know how to manage ourselves, like keep some distance, about 1 to 2 meters from each other, and don't get together, and always wear the mask. So this is the way to manage ourselves from COVID-19. And at the moment, the situation in Thailand is very much improved. And we open the boundary, so we open for international airlines. So the 1st of November that we open the country, and lot of travelers come to Thailand, and we will go back to a new normal. But anyway, our medical physics, we have to continue. This is a primary role of a clinically qualified medical physicist. The primary role is to optimize, so the most important is the optimization, to optimize or advise other healthcare professionals to optimize the use of radiation to ensure the safety and the quality of diagnostic and therapeutic procedures. The second is to establish policies, guidelines, and measurement techniques for the determination of patient dose, and finally to collect and analyze clinical physics data for diagnosis or treatment of the disease. So this is a primary role of a clinically qualified medical physicist. Further role of a clinically qualified medical physicist is they should be able to identify problems and formulate strategies for their solution, and be able to interpret new or non-standard information. They should be able to evaluate unusual situations in a scientific way. And fourth is to communicate scientific opinions clearly and accurately. And most important is to recognize erroneous situations and take appropriate corrective actions. This is very important because as you are medical physicist, when you see the image, you should know what is the problem, what is the cause of the artifacts in this image. And finally, you should recognize their own limitations in knowledge and the skill. And about medical physics professions, we start the Medical Physics Club of Thailand in 1985, after we have a lot of graduates. And in the year 2001, we changed from Medical Physics Club of Thailand into Thai Medical Physics Society. And we have around 200 members. And the society offers medical radiation physics and radiobiology lectures to medical doctors who is residents and fellows in radiology. This is a compulsory that residents and fellows must pass 2 subjects of medical physics and radiobiology before enter to sit in the Thai board exam. So we do this job for more than 40 years to teach the residents and fellow. And we arrange a training course, refresher course to members and radiological technologists, interventional radiologists, and cardiologists on the radiation safety and the dose reduction to the patient. We arrange National Medical Physics license, and we arrange annual scientific congress regularly. And the most important, we exchange scientific activities within ASEAN members and also regional and international region. So this is our professional. So for the advanced medical physics, this is one of the advanced medical physics in the country. At the King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital, we are situated in the center of Bangkok and equipped with mostly equipment, very advanced, good for patient treatment, good for education, clinical training, and also good for the research. So the good thing is this university hospital offer the scholarship So we have overseas students that get the scholarship and come to study at our medical physics graduate program. And we would like to invite the Indonesian student who would like to continue education. If you have a good grade point average of over 3 to 3.5, you can apply to get a scholarship and come to Thailand to study continue education in the medical physics for the master degree and also to the PhD. So finally, I would like to thank all of you to attend my presentation, and hopefully your life with the COVID-19 will be at the new normal and you can get along with the COVID-19 and manage them successfully. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Anjali, for your nice presentation and also inspirational history about your medical physics in Thailand. So I think now I will open the Q question and answer session for this presentation from Professor Anjali. Please, the participant can write your question into the chat room. Maybe I wait for one or two questions.
How about Biotechnology division in medical course? Send along a message. Okay, sorry.
Okay, if there's no question from the participant or till we wait for the question, maybe I can ask one question to Professor Anjali. Yeah, Professor Anjali, what is the big problem around in the COVID pandemic time here to the education in the medical physics, beside the opportunity to come to the hospital?
Okay. For the education, not many problem because we use the online. The problem is from the practical. So we have to do the practical with the equipment, with the phantom. We have to get together. So that practical has postponed. It has postponed to another semester. So at the moment we can give only lecture, and we put the practical into the second semester. And the research, they cannot come to get the research. They can do only the online. If the computer is available, they can collect the data via online, but not resident, not all students can do this. So hopefully next year, the student can come back to the university and everything will go back to normal. So we can get together, even though we can have a social distancing. So hopefully it should be everywhere in the world that the situation of COVID-19 will be improved and we can communicate together more easier than the last 2 years. Yeah, so this is all of my answer.
Okay, thank you, Professor Anjali, for your comprehensive explanation about my question. So I think we don't have any question in the chat room. And then I would like to give a big applause to Professor Anjali for your talk here. And thank you very much, Professor Anjali.
Okay, ขอบคุณค่ะ. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณค่ะ.
Thank you, Professor Anjali.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye. So now we can move to the next presentation. Actually, now we will have for the second presentation is come from Japan. Now I would like to introduce Professor Hidetaka Arimura, and let me to show you again the shot of the biography of the Professor Arimura. Okay, there. Just a minute, Professor Arimura. I would like to introduce you first. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I would like to share my slide. Yeah. Now I would like to tell you about the Arimura Sensei biography. He got his BSc from the Kyoto Institute of Technology, Japan, in years 1989, and then in 1991, he continued his study in the Electronic and Information Engineering faculty, also in Kyoto Institute of Technology, and earned the Master of Science in Radiation Physics. And then he continued again the study to get the PhD degree in 1996 from the same university, is Kyoto Institute of Technology, Japan. Now he works as a lecturer and researcher, and also the head of department in Division of Medical Quantum Physics in the Kyushu University, Japan. His research interests is about the radioatomic in diagnosis, treatment based on the data science, and the development of fundamental technologies for all aided high precision oncology. Now, today, he will present about the application of the AI in the health science. I think I can give the time to the Professor Arimura.
Okay, thank you very much for nice, very
You're
nice
welcome.
introduction. Yeah, Dr. Freddy. So, how much time can I have?
I think you still have time about 25 minutes for your presentation.
Oh,
and
really?
then we will have 5 minutes for question and answer.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'd like to share my video. And after that, I will accept any questions or comments in real time. So can you see my video?
Yes, we
Okay.
can see your video.
Okay, I'll start.
Hello everyone, selamat pagi. Thank you so much today for giving me a chance.
I'm sorry, Heide. We didn't hear about your video, the sound.
I cannot hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I cannot hear your video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a
I'm
little bit
sorry.
of technical problem.
Okay. In this case, I'd like to start in real time. Okay, just a moment.
I'm afraid because due to the broadband of our internet network, yeah.
Okay. Okay, just a moment. Can you see my?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'd like to start. Can you
Hello
see?
everyone, selamat pagi.
Yeah,
So much
now we
today
can see.
giving me a
Okay.
chance
And I
to
hear
share
you.
my talk about
Yeah,
Hear me. Okay.
I can
Thank you.
hear. Yes,
using biopsy for characterizing diseases. I deeply appreciate to all of the committee members, especially Professor Abu Baker and Dr. Laini, in the first International Conference on Health Sciences and Biotechnology, ICHB. Dr. Laini is one of the excellent visiting former students in my laboratory. Okay, let's get started my talk. Medical images may include biological information in diseases through radiation or electromagnetic waves. X-rays cannot be decided. What is the imaging biopsy? Imaging biopsy or dry biopsy is non-invasive virtual biopsy that extracts what equivalent to information obtained from conventional wet biopsies, including liquid biopsy from medical images. They are computational processes to characterize tumors as well as normal tissues by extracting intrinsic information from medical images. Conventional omics information has been extracted by wet biopsy like genome, transcriptome, proteome, and metabolome. Now you can extract the equivalent information to conventional omics as well as additional new information by using imaging biopsy. This is a computational process of imaging biopsy to characterize tumors as well as normal tissues. Actually, this process is an application of radiomics that we have developed. The most important things are which image features we should choose for the imaging biopsy. If you don't have any appropriate image features for your purposes, you have to develop them by yourself. In fact, we have developed homology features and Hessian index features for characterization of lung tumors and head and neck cancers. What are requirements of better features in imaging biopsy from medical point of view? Here are hallmarks of cancer phenotypes such as induction of angiogenesis and genome instability. Therefore, image features should reflect one or some of cancer hallmarks. And the image features should be associated with prognosis of cancer. What are requirements of better features in imaging biopsy from AI point of view? Features should be similar to those for objects in a same category, but they should be different from those for objects in different categories. But the bad features show that the two groups are overlapping due to similar feature values. The second requirement is that the feature should be invariant to transformation. The inputs such as translation, rotation, and scaling. If an original cancer image produces a feature value of F, the translated and the rotated images also should also output the same feature value of F. And the downsample and the upsample images also produce a feature value of F. The problem is, can imaging biopsy computationally sample the information equivalent to the wet biopsy? Malignancy of tumors? Yes. And the prediction of invasions or metastases? Yes. And the mutation profiling? Yes. The cancer detection for screening or early diagnosis? Is no, when we don't know where cancer is. And the detection of residual tumors after treatment. Yes. And the treatment response monitoring or prediction. Yes. The treatment section, yes. And monitoring clonal evolution. No. Why can I hypothesize to extract the equivalent information to wet biopsy from imaging biopsy? Since the medical images could be terminals of cascades from our genes, the images may include genetic, protein, and metabolic information. This omics information is considered as including prognostic information, and thus medical images may also include them. Now, I'd like to introduce examples of imaging maps. Here are examples of studies to evaluate the malignancy of tumors. Nisio et al. Reported this union deep learning for classification between benign nodule primary lung cancer and metastatic lung cancer. And according to Pinker's study, radiogenomics in breast cancer may quantify lesion characteristics to better differentiate between benign and malignant entity, including intrinsic subtypes. And in our study, radiomics approach found that the complexity, one of the texture features in histological images, was associated with the process grade group to accurately estimate the grade groups using the regression curve and piecewise step functions. Before introducing examples of mutation profiling, I'd like to explain why do you need to detect mutations with their functions. Here are target genes with their functions that several studies have addressed. The function of P53 is tumor suppression or reduction of cancerization, but the function is deactivated in the mutated P53. The tumor may be cancerized. And the KRAS is regularization of cell proliferation. And if the KRAS is mutated, the cancer started to abnormally proliferate. And the EGFR function is induction of cell differentiation and proliferation. But the mutated EGFR cannot control the differentiation and the proliferation. Here are examples of mutation profiling to predict invasion or metastasis. P53 and KRAS mutations and EGFR mutations induce the invasion and metastasis, respectively. And the radiogenomics with CT that could predict P53 mutations and in turn the prognosis of pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma patients. And the radiogenomics with CT machine learning models developed using preoperative CT images can predict perineural invasion and KRAS mutations in colon cancer patients with satisfactory performance. And radiogenomics with PET, KRAS, and SMAD4 mutations had a significant association with FDG PET-based radiomics features in pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma. And radiogenomics with CT, the a proposed model with homology features, batch numbers show the higher robustness than the conventional models in the identification of EGFR mutations among non-small cell lung cancer patients. This study was performed by Dr. Rani, Dr. Brady, who is her supervisor in ITV, and me. We made Indonesian and Japanese collaborative teams for this study. In the background, urinary stones are basically classified into three types of materials. That is calcium stones, and uric acid stones, and mixture stones, depending on medical causes, thereby changing the treatment strategy. So therefore, she developed automated classification of urinary stones based on micro-CT images using CNN. As a result, she showed mathematical CNN-based approach could successfully classify urinary stone into three types using micro-CT images. Last example are studies on adverse events, which may be called imaging biopsy for normal tissue. Radiomics features calculated from only pre-treatment planning CT images could quantify radiation pneumonitis, texture patterns reflecting radiation-induced tissue reaction, thereby predicting radiation pneumonitis. And the radiomics feature can classify and predict patients at the baseline who will subsequently develop immunotherapy-induced pneumonitis, further enabling risk stratification that will ultimately lead to better treatment outcomes. Here are a summary and the future perspectives that I want to say. Imaging biopsy can extract equivalent information to wet biopsy, thereby enabling to do these items. Malignancy of diseases or tumors, mutation profiling for prediction of invasions or metastasis, detection of residual diseases or tumors after treatment, and the treatment response monitoring or prediction, and finally, treatment selection. And the imaging biopsy may effectively and non-invasively assist patients in precision medicine. Thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak. I'd like to welcome any questions or comments.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for your wonderful presentation, Heide, and you give us the inspiration to do AI in the medicine field. Yeah.
Thank you.
Then I think we can start now for the question from the participant. We can wait in the chat room. If you have a question, please write in the chat room. Okay, there's something. We wait for a meanwhile. Is there any question from the participant, please? Yeah, but if there's no question and then still we wait for question from the participant, I would like ask you, Professor Arimura. Oh, no, we have one question from Mr. Abu Bakar in our chat room. Should I read for you?
Yeah, I
Professor
can.
Arimura?
Yeah.
Oh, you can read by yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
oral cavity. Yeah, question is, can you explain more about the application of radiogenomics and can it used to cancer in oral cavity? I don't have any experience about oral cancer, but I noticed several papers, but yeah, we can. I think the answer is we can apply radiogenomics to oral cavity cancer, and I think you should use MR. I think MR images can be used for radiogenomics. Do you satisfy my answer?
We wait for the response from Mr. Abu Bakar.
Okay.
Okay, perhaps maybe I can have an, okay. There's already a response from Mr. Abu Bakar, Professor Arimura. Okay, I think I have one question before this end of the session. Actually, what is your suggestion if someone want to learn from the first time about the radiomic?
Okay.
Actually, maybe this is the new information about the implementation radiomic in the medicine field to study about the cancer. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, recently I published textbook about the radiomics, but in Japanese, unfortunately. So, yeah. And but if you want to need English textbook, you can search Pyradiomics. I think Pyradiomics is a Python program library for radiomics. So that site explain about I think radiomics. I think so. So, Pyradiomics.
Okay.
That is better to learn what is radiomics.
Okay, okay, Arimura Sensei, it means that if somebody here from the participant need more information about the radiomic, she or he can send email to you.
Yes, it's I'd like to welcome.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much, Professor Arimura. Now I would like to close this session actually, and then first we want to thank Professor Arimura and also Professor Anchali to give a wonderful talk in this session, and then we hope we can collaborate not only with ITB but also with the University of Baitur Rahman for the next collaboration. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Terima kasih banyak. Terima kasih.
You're welcome. Okay, now I think I would like to close this session and then I will give back again this session to the Master of Ceremony.
Thank you so much, Dr. Freddy. Thank you so much for all the speakers today, for the information and knowledge which have been given to us. May it be useful for us. So ladies and gentlemen, to entertain all of you in this room, allow us to show to all of you the art performance from Widya Dharma Husada Tangerang. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy.
Hirup senang wawayang kukus tanganku gampang dapat payung reda jembar humrana amporana lugai longsor kamar jabadan beang tahun beang windu ngabandungan nyerangkan di keandangan lampah aswasini ajaran hasil malam hasil ngimpleng anjok nak samingan kata sunda paburangka lara balangsa nu jadi warga maran pating tongan delayut jeung beduran pagirang girang tampian pohon kapur wadak simang cuengna sunda asana midang aja gua sakecuekna jeung sajelasna sifat leungit tanpa lebih lugai mau pajajaran lumungsur di pangtapaan ngalinghoy jeung gagawuran orang ender jeung handarungan bulu belang goreng borong ngomong yang ngiring sihung rangeteng socana herang mencorong
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Dr. Oki Pratama, Diploma A3M, American Academy Aesthetic Medicine. Saya adalah pemilik tunggal dari seluruh cabang Benings Klinik. Benings Klinik didirikan pertama kali di Jambi pada Maret 2017. Sekarang Benings Klinik sudah tersebar di berbagai provinsi yang ada di Indonesia dan akan terus bertambah setiap tahunnya. Dengan rata-rata jumlah pasien sudah mencapai 1.000 pasien per hari. Benings Klinik dipercaya oleh seluruh masyarakat Indonesia dan memenangkan berbagai macam penghargaan yang disertifikasi oleh Kementerian Republik Indonesia seperti Best in Beauty Clinic 2019, Best in Skincare 2019, dan penghargaan lainnya. Klinik kami dikenal sebagai laser center terlengkap di Indonesia dengan harga yang terjangkau. Kami memiliki laser T-switch NDX, long pulse NDX, laser diode sebum, laser diode yellow, laser CO2, laser erbium, serta laser alexandrite. Klinik kami juga dilengkapi dengan laser yang tercanggih saat sekarang, yaitu laser dengan jenis gelombang pico. Selain laser center, klinik kami juga dikenal dengan skincare-nya. Skincare kami sudah ber-BPOM dan krim racikan dalam penanggung jawab dokter dan apoteker. Selain untuk wajah, skincare kami juga dapat mengatasi permasalahan-permasalahan lainnya, seperti permasalahan pada kulit badan, pada mata, pada bibir, dan permasalahan yang lain. Skincare kami aman untuk ibu hamil dan menyusui, dan juga tidak membuat ketergantungan. Benings Klinik juga memiliki banyak sekali brand ambassador seperti Nikita Mirzani dan Robi Purba, dan juga banyak sekali artis-artis besar lainnya yang merupakan brand ambassador Benings Klinik. Benings Klinik juga memiliki ratusan influencer yang mempercayakan perawatan mereka pada Benings Klinik. Nah, sekarang kalian sudah tidak ragu lagi kan menjadi sahabat bening, dan jadilah bening sekarang.
Hello everyone, welcome back with me, Robi Purba. And today I am going to introduce you to a beauty clinic that is owned by Dr. Oki Pratama. Welcome to Benings Klinik, Jakarta. And as well today I'm gonna tell you 10 reasons why you need to love Benings Klinik. Reason number 1, their quality is not inferior to those beauty clinics abroad. It is proven by all the awards that given by the government, for example, like Best Skincare 2019, Best Clinic 2019, and of course, other qualified awards. And reason number 2, if you've got your own vehicle and you drive here, no need to worry because we have so large parking lot just for you. And as you can see here, reason number 3, the waiting room is really spacious and with this luxurious interior and lots of spots for photo shoot. It is so Instagrammable, right? And reason number 4, the staff are just so friendly. Hi girls! And now let's meet up with the doctors. The doctors are really qualified, friendly, and of course, well experienced. Let's meet them. Hello, doctor. Bye-bye. Let's go to the prayer room. The prayer room is just huge and clean. And let's go to reason number 7. Benings Klinik's got 7 treatment rooms and also 2 VIP rooms. Reason number 8 is so important. To improve the safety of each patient, all the equipments and also the treatment rooms are always sterilized before and after use. And people, don't worry. All employees of Benings Klinik have been 100% vaccinated. Okay, so reason number 9. Benings Klinik is known as the most complete laser center in Indonesia because it has so many advanced technology laser in the world with international standard. Wow, this is the most important thing. Everything is so affordable here. The treatment price starts from 100,000 rupiahs. Thank you. So that's all 10 reasons why you need to love Benings Klinik Jakarta. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.
benis klinik yang di daerah Kemang. Katanya klinik ini lagi viral banget dan tiap hari itu yang datang banyak banget. Aduh kepo banget ya. Sekarang mendingan kita langsung dalam aja yuk. Nah, tadi tuh aku udah lihat ya perawatannya ada apa aja sih di bening klinik. Ternyata ada yang namanya picosure. Picosure itu apa sih? Itu yang bikin Niki kepo banget. Nah, tapi sebelum perawatan di sini itu kita harus konsultasi dulu sama dokternya supaya tahu keluhan wajah kita tuh apa aja sih. Yuk kita ketemu dokter. Hai dok. Oke, aku udah ada di ruangan konsultasi bersama dokter. Jadi di sini istimewanya itu adalah kalau kita tuh konsultasi bukan hanya sama dokternya, tapi juga ada alatnya untuk mengecek apa aja sih keluhan yang ada di kulit muka kita. Yuk kita tanya sekarang. Tadi tuh udah konsultasi sama dokternya, ternyata Niki punya permasalahan di kulit wajah itu ada freckles sama pori-porinya yang membesar. Kalau gitu sekarang kita treatment langsung aja pakai picosure, alat yang paling mehong yang ada di sini. Let's go. Tadi aku udah selesai treatment pakai picosure. Picosure ini adalah alat termahal dan tercanggih di seluruh dunia dan harganya nggak kaleng-kaleng, 4 miliar aja, Beb. Nah, Niki juga mau kasih tahu bahwa alat ini tuh ada sertifikatnya. Nih dia. Tuh, dan sudah diakui. Jadi kamu nggak usah ragu lagi kalau mau ke bening klinik dimanapun berada.
Bekerja hingga larut malam membuat suasana semakin kelam. Kulit pun ikut menjadi kusam. Oh iya, daripada kusam terus, mending aku ajarin cara belanja bening skincare yang ada di Shopee. Pertama, buka aplikasi Shopee yang ada di handphone kamu. Ketik bening_klinik. Pastiin dulu kamu buka official Shopee Bening Klinik ya. Kalau masih bingung, kamu bisa konsultasi gratis loh dengan admin yang tentunya berada dalam pengawasan dokter. Kemudian, cari barang yang kamu inginkan dan masukkan ke keranjang Shopee-mu. Tambah pesan berupa nomor member dan dosis produk jika diperlukan. Lalu, pilih jenis ongkir dan metode pembayaran yang diinginkan. Udah deh, tinggal tekan tombol buat pesanan dan pesananmu siap dikirimkan. Tuh kan, sekarang udah nggak ada lagi yang bisa menghalangi kamu untuk jadi bening sekarang. Buruan order di Shopee dan jadilah bening setiap hari.
Katanya Kak Ricis sudah mau tunangan ya?
Wah, membahas tentang tunangan. Ricis mohon doanya ya teman-teman. Aduh, jadi malu.
Kira-kira boleh dikenalin nggak calonnya kan?
Boleh nggak ya? Mau kita panggil sekarang?
Halo sahabat bening, saya Rian TR. Saya insya Allah calon suaminya Ria Ricis.
Kita menyebutnya Abang Ganteng.
Terus rencananya nanti waktu nikah boleh digambarin nggak kan? Mau kayak gimana?
Kalau Ricky sih pengennya yang tidak merepotkan, yang biasa aja.
Tapi kamu kalau yang agak mewahan mau nggak?
Mau deh, kalau mewah mau deh.
Mewah ya?
Mau.
Untuk biayanya udah siap belum Kak?
Untuk
biaya? Siap ya? Pasti siap, insya Allah siap.
Siap deh untuk biaya.
Boleh dikasih tips nggak Kak untuk dapetin uang di tengah pandemi ini?
Ricky tahu, buat teman-teman kalau misalnya tanya tipsnya apa, gimana caranya untuk mendapatkan uang di tengah-tengah pandemi, kalian bisa gabung jadi mitra atau berjualan produk Benings Indonesia dengan cara menjadi reseller, agen distributor.
Kenapa harus gabung? Jadi seluruh produk Benings Indonesia sudah ber-BPOM pastinya dan tidak bikin ketergantungan, jadi aman untuk segala jenis kulit. Apalagi ownernya itu dokter loh, sudah pasti kualitasnya terjamin.
Betul banget. Dan buat teman-teman nih, misalnya ada yang nanya gimana caranya, gampang, tinggal lihat Instagramnya Benis Indonesia atau cek Instagramnya Dr. Oki. Dan jangan khawatir karena langsung di mentoring sama Dr. Oki. Keren banget kan?
Keren banget loh.
Jadilah kayak setiap hari.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I will say thanks to Widya Dharma Husada for such beautiful performing art. And then thank you for Bening Clinics for being our sponsor to our international conference today. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last agenda, we'll be show to you all of the video of poster display. So ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy. Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, we have had productive and inspiring time together, and this event about to come to the very end. I hope you found the presentation on this conference are informative and helpful. Now we will announce award for the best poster and oral presentation in International Conference on Health and Biotechnology 2021. I will announce the 5 best poster of International Conference on Health and Biotechnology 2021. In the 5th position, Anita Darmayanti and Ngurah Putu for the best poster. In the 5th position, Anita Darmayanti and Ngurah Putu. In the 4th position, Rinita Amelia, Hoshi Philip, and Farzana Yasmin. For the second runner-up of the best poster, Henry Devita, Putri Angela Novimaya, Valendriani Ningrum to the second position, and the first position goes to Dina Aulia Amli and friends. So that's all the best poster in ICHB 2021. Now I goes to announce the best oral presenter. For the room A, the best oral presenter goes to Merida Mutia. For the room B, Fahri Haris. For the room C, the best oral presenter goes to Agustika Anthony. For the best oral presenter from the room D, Nurwulan Adi Ismail. For the room E, Anandia Putri Yuni. For room F, Yulia Nita. For room G, Nurmainis Adika. For the room H, Ira Suryani. From the room I, Laura Zalfira. So the best of oral presenter goes to Anandia Putri Yoni. For the first runner-up goes to Agustika Anthony. For the third position, Merida Mutia. So that's all our best oral and best of the best oral presenter. Our winner will get a prize for the first position, or the first winner will get $35. For the first runner-up will get $25. For the second runner-up will get $20, and the others gift from the ICHB 2021. So ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to give some happiness again for you. We are going to draw the lucky wheel for all participants that the name have been added in the lucky wheel. Will get a voucher from Bening Clinic among 3 million rupiah. So who's gonna be the lucky person who will get the prize from the Bening Clinics? The vouchers, 3 million rupiah, goes to Sakinah Firman. Oh no. Aldo Mursil Zukri. So congratulations for Mr. Aldo Musril Zukri. You get a voucher from Bening Clinic. So the others vouchers for the presenter goes to the last voucher for the presenter goes to among 1.5 million Refilda, yeah, that's true, Refilda. So congratulations for all participants who get the door prize. You can contact our committee of ICHB to get the prize. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now we will Ladies and gentlemen, now we will close the conference. I would like to call the director of Baitur Rahmah University to present us with the closing speech. Please welcome. Please welcome Professor Dr. Insinyur Musliar Kasim MS.
Dear speaker, sponsor, and delegates, I would like to say thank you to all of you who support and participate in our ICHB 2021. I'm looking forward to see you again in the second ICHB in 2024. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for all speakers, distinguished guests, delegate, all participants, last but not least, all the committee of ICHB 2021 for joining us and being a part in this conference. Hopefully, we all get the latest knowledge in this conference. If I, Fitri Sakinah Firman, will give in this conference, I'm guiding this event and I make some mistake. Please forgive me for all mistakes that I make in this conference. So see you in the next ICHB 2024. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.